Today we're going to make sliders. Sliders are just little hamburgers that you put on the grill in a slider basket, and today I'm going to share my recipe for that with you. First of all, most important, breadcrumbs. Plain breadcrumbs, not Italian breadcrumbs, otherwise you'll wind up with sliders that taste like Italian meatballs, and you don't want that. Williams-Sonoma hamburger seasoning. You want the Williams-Sonoma hamburger seasoning because it tastes better than the other stuff. Now, what is the other stuff? The other stuff is the Weber Gourmet Barbecue Gourmet Burger stuff. I don't think it's as good as the Williams-Sonoma. What I do is I use about 2 to 3 teaspoons of the Williams-Sonoma for 2.25 pounds of ground beef, and I mix that up in a KitchenAid mixer with a dough hook. Takes about 3 to 4 minutes for that and breadcrumbs to mix together, and then I pull that out and put it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to make it into the sliders. You can use other things with it and put other things with it, like for example a little Worcestershire if you want some Worcestershire in there. You can add ketchup, you can add barbecue sauce, you can add other things that you think might make the flavor of the burgers better. But I don't think there's really anything that you need beyond the hamburger seasoning and the breadcrumbs to really make a great burger. On the breadcrumbs, it's important to use an amount that reflects the amount of fat that you have in your hamburger meat. If you're using 90-10, then I use about a half a cup for 2.5 pounds or 2.25 pounds of ground beef. And if you're using 85-15, I go at 3/4 of a cup. So half if it's 90-10 and 3/4 if it's 85-15. The next step is to make the sliders. We use this dry waxed patty paper that you get from Williams-Sonoma to keep the stuff from sticking to the cutting board. Now, this is the hamburger that I mixed up with the breadcrumbs and the Williams-Sonoma seasoning, and after I got it all mixed up, I put it back in the fridge so that it would stay cool until I was ready to make it into patties. So, all you got to do is just take a little bit of that and put it into the 4 different holes here, and you got to make sure you get enough in there that it'll make a good sized slider, because you want to try and fill it up as much as you can. And then when you get a rough approximation of what you think ought to be in there, you put another piece of wax paper across the top, and you just press down with your old slider press. And there you have it. You have 4 perfectly made sliders. So we now have 4 relatively perfect sliders that we can put in our slider basket. And I usually start in the middle one, just because that way it doesn't get out of balance. And I drop them into the basket. And I repeat that twice more, and in just a little bit I'll show you the finished basket. Alright, there we have the sliders as they are put into the basket, and I'm just going to push this down like that. That holds them in, and then I'm going to find the little device that hooks it all together. And we just put that in there like that. And then that little clip holds that there so that you can flip the burgers from side to side without losing them. So, now, we usually fire up the grill and do other things when we do sliders. Tonight we're doing pork loin, and we're also doing chicken. So I'm going to go cook those first, and then I'm going to cook the sliders and bring those in and show you. Now, a lot of people think that just because it gets to be winter and it gets dark outside earlier means you have to give up grilling. I don't think that's a good way to think about things, because there are technological solutions to this. The best one that I can show you is this one here from Brookstone. As we pull up the grill here, you can see we have a light mounted that, when you turn it on, projects a nice, perfect glow right onto the grill which allows us to clean the grill and do the things with the grill that we really need to do. So there is absolutely no reason why you can't grill well into the winter, even if it gets dark outside. Alright, we now take the pan of sliders and we put it right on the old grill just like that. Sometimes we bump it up a little bit so that the thing doesn't make the burgers fly up. But then we just close the grill and wait for a little while to see what happens. And while I've been outside grilling the sliders, my wife has been inside preparing the lettuce and the tomatoes and the pickles that will go on. We use King's Hawaiian buns for our sliders. You can choose any really 12 set of sort of dinner rolls to do the trick, but we especially like King's Hawaiian.
That's it. That's all you have to do to make sliders. I wish I could show you the finished product, but sadly I've already eaten them. The last thing on my mind when I came in with sliders was to photograph them for you. Sorry. I'll leave that discovery to you. Happy eating.